Hello there. Before we start this video, I want to give some context out of character. I was scheduled to panel at FC, doing a cooking panel by the same name as the show, Dungeon Dining. But due to FC being canceled or postponed, I'm not sure which at this moment, that has not happened. But I want to upload this video I was going to present at the same panel today, which would have been the same day as the panel. Best wishes to FC staff and the volunteers. Thank you all very much for your work, and thank you so much for accepting my panel. For a little more context, the panel was going to be, presenting how to make 3 dishes for a 3-course meal. And essentially, I was going to start with giving out little thrifty cookbooks and doing the presentation video and give us some context in between. So the video is going to be longer than my normal videos, with a lot more spaces of stuff like stirring things and such, so I can pause in between and explain things away with visual props like fish sauce, soy sauce, because this includes some Asian dishes. In any case, though, I look forward to applying next year and hopefully getting that. We'll see what happens in the future, and best wishes to you all, and thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you in a moment in my dungeon. Hello and welcome to Dungeon Dining with me, the Dragon, Stale Rice, and welcome to FC 2022. Now, forgive me for a moment. I'm gonna shed my skin real fast. Not like that. Okay. And forgive me for a moment, please. I'm gonna shed my skin real fast. Alrighty then, so I'm going to show you all how to make a 3-course meal. Now we're going to be making some beef broccoli stir fry, some fried rice, and some egg drop soup. Now, cameraman, can you show the attendees our prep? Alrighty, come on in. So we have here our sauces and condiments. I'll explain those shortly. And we have here some vegetables and some tofu and some meats. Now to start with, I'm going to start with our fried rice. Speaking of which, we have here, where is it? Right here. We have half a yellow onion. I love these because they're nice and sweet, and our rice is going to be a little bit sweet, purposefully so. So we have some oil here. It's already on medium heat. So, woo! Look at that. Isn't that nice? All right. And alongside that, some garlic powder. Now you have regular minced garlic. Hey, that works perfectly. But hey, if you don't have any garlic at all, it does the job. So, it'll be about a teaspoon's worth. Now, I love to eyeball stuff when I cook, especially when you cook stuff that, you rarely make. So, eyeballing works when that's the case. Anyways, there's that. We're going to let that go. And while that goes, we're going to get our beef. Now, we have here about, a pound's worth of brown rice steak. Now, this stuff I chopped about 1 inch in length, but half an inch in width. So to do that, we have here some oyster sauce, some fish sauce, some hoisin sauce, some sriracha sauce, and some soy sauce. A lot of sauces there, huh? So we're gonna do about we're gonna do about a tablespoon each. And you wanna do a little bit more for flavor? Hey, nothing wrong with that. So let's get to it. And again, I'm eyeballing because I got a lot going on here right now. So fish sauce, love this stuff. Sriracha sauce, if you have Sambal, which is chili paste, that works perfectly for this. But hey, most people have this in their homes these days, and I love this stuff. So that works perfectly fine. There's some sriracha sauce. And don't worry, that's for flavor, not for heat. This is going to be going in the fried rice here later too. So with that being the case, we'll be adding to that later. But don't forget to look at everything. So, there are those things, right? Now, our hoisin sauce. Love this stuff, like I said. This is also sweet, just like our onions. It's more or less the sweet equivalent of oyster sauce, at least in my mind. These two are kind of interchangeable, just a bit. If you want more sweetness, go for your Hoisin. You want some more savory, go for your oyster. That's a bit more oyster right there than a tablespoon, but hey, that's more flavor. I don't mind that at all. And one more thing. We're going to get, there it is, garlic powder. So let's go for that. About another teaspoon of that. And before we throw it into already medium heat oil, I'm going to give that a little stir real quick. No need for salt, we already got plenty of stuff. Oh wait, salt. I'm sorry folks, I forgot. We have some soy sauce. So, where is that? Oh, there it is. Alright. This is going to be like a splash of salt in it right there. Perfect. Alright. Mix that up. And now, here we go. Put that right here, that's for this too. So, come on cameraman, take a look at that. Oh, that's going to smell amazing. Thank you so much. So let that sit, let that do its thing. Let nature take its course. And I'm going to keep tossing these fast. And now what I plan to do with the onions here is I'm scooping the half the side of the frying pan, then throw in what we have here, 2 eggs. Throw that right there, the other half, and let those cook. And these eggs, that's 4. That is for egg broth soup. Speaking of which, we have here some chicken bullion. Now you get these in cube form, they're about a teaspoon each, and per cup of water you use 1 teaspoon. Now I have 6 cups of water there. I have 7 teaspoons worth of bullion, chicken bullion. So I want a little bit extra salt to this. So here we go. Sometimes you gotta break some rules for your own personal taste and flavors. So look at that, already nice and yellow. And additionally, that's already warm, but I want to add, we have here about half a cup's worth of shredded carrot. So adding that, we're not adding peas. I hate peas. Hear that? All right. And now here I have 2 stems of green onion. 1 for our soup and 1 for our fried rice. So 1, bam, there we go. And here, 12 ounces of diced tofu. Now this, what was it? I like to dice them in about the size of dice. Same goes for our Spam, which is going to be for our fried rice. And yes, I'm using Spam. So let's add that very carefully. And I drained the juice earlier. So there we go. Look at that already. Whew. We're adding egg next. And the part of the water should evaporate a little bit, little by little. So I'm not too worried about overflowing. We'll just watch that heat. Speaking of which, those onions, here we go. They're all cooked and not done straight, so time for our 2 eggs. So, look at those babies, oh my goodness. I'm excited. Just rapidly moving that bit by bit. And after that's all mixed up, what we're going to be adding here is our meat. Let me show you that real quick. So we're using half can of Spam and 3 Chinese sausages. Now I love these. Look how marbled they are. These are so freaking tasty. And they're going to be great in this fried rice. Just keep tossing those eggs, breaking them down. I'm going to mix that up real fast. Now the fun thing is we're going to actually split this in half yet again, just like with the onion originally. Just going to scoop that to the half side. Bam, 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 bam. That's it. No, you're good.
I was laughing.
So I'm going to top this beef real fast so it gets all cooked thoroughly. Ah, look at that. It smells great too. Even though my nose holes are really teeny tiny. I need to punch myself. Let me see. What about these 2, right? Woohoo! Ah, listen to that. And for the rice, where is the rice? Well, silly vanillis, you do not cook rice fresh for fried rice. Fried rice is mostly a leftover recipe. speaking of which, our rice is in the fridge. So what we have right here was 2 cups of raw rice. I cooked that, then put it in the fridge. So real fast to make it easy to incorporate here, I'm gonna break this down with my fingers. So real fast, let's mix all that up. Oh my goodness. Look at all that. You have enough breakfast on the rice already. But now we're incorporating this rice. So nicely broken up there. You don't want it too clumped up. So let's go. So let's turn this down just a little bit so we can incorporate our flavors. Speaking of which, remember those? We're using most of those except for the oyster sauce. Gonna flip the fold and combine all this. Yeah, okay. This one a bit. Turn this one down just a bit. Alrighty then, toss some of this a little bit, and I have the rice ready and breaking down. So the most important ingredient to me for this is the hoisin sauce. We're adding about 2 tablespoons worth of this, but I'm eyeballing it. My method is to do this. I do a swiggle, and I do a squirt down, like that. Now I do that for everything. So soy sauce, the amount you use goes down, right? So 2 tablespoons of this, 1.5 of soy sauce, and about 1's worth of fish sauce. So soy sauce next. Very steady. Be quicker, you know? Using less of it. This is a little tiny nozzle, so so we have a tiny nozzle here. It looks like we're using more, but we're using less. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay. Alright, then we're going back to the normal camera. Goodbye, cameraman. Thank you. Now we'll let the rice cook a little bit, and we'll turn the heat back up just so we can cook a bit. Now we have here 2 heads of chopped broccoli. Now you can use frozen, but I prefer to use fresh. Mostly because of that texture. Anywho, let's throw this into our beef. And let's mix all that up. And let's turn that down to low. For the rice, let's give this a toss. Now I'm giving this about 3 or 4 tosses before adding our last ingredients. And now for the soup. And now for the egg drop soup. And now for the egg drop soup, our eggs. 4 to be exact. Now we're going to slowly add that to our soup because we don't want to have one giant blob of egg in there. Easy does it. I'm stirring and I'm adding bit by bit. Oh my god, it's looking great. I don't know if y'all can see that, but look at that. Well, you'll see by the end at least. Oh, and we cannot forget our sesame oil. Now this to me is more or less essential for egg drop soup. But it's very potent, so be careful with how much you use. Now I'm using about 2 teaspoons worth. Okay, that's just fine. Whoop. Now if you want to kick, add a little sriracha sauce. Giving this another flip. Now for this, we're waiting for about 20 to 30 second intervals. Now with our rice, we have 3 more ingredients. That being 3 tablespoons of butter, a whole stem of minced green onion, and about a tablespoon's worth of sriracha sauce. Again, for flavor, not for heat. Now stir down the soup a bit, that's about hot enough. Oh, that is pretty. Giving the rice another toss. Alright, I think 3 tosses is enough. So then, our butter. Not in bits just so we can incorporate it much easier. Whoop, 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 whoop. Our green onion. Ooh. And our sriracha. Another school wiggle and lime. Perfect. Now perfect. Gonna wash my paws real fast. Now we're not done yet with the soup or the stir fry. Now these two have one last shared ingredient. That is cornstarch. Now each are using a tablespoon's worth of cornstarch diluted in water. About 2 tablespoons and a half of the water. Just mix that all up. So we give the sauce of the beef broccoli some thickness. So let's add that a bit. Woo! Little cornstarch slurry. Give that a quick toss in there. And I'm kicking the heat back up. Now we're making one more slurry for our soup. Now this is going to give our soup some body. Alright, there we go. And adding that slurry. Gotta give that a quick stir. And now tossing the rice again. We are almost done here. Alright then, so one more toss left. There you go. Alrighty then, time for the last toss. Ooh. Now with the heat up, giving this one more toss. Oh my goodness. And up. Woo! We've done it. And now you know what time it is? It is time for plating. And then our rice. Let's ladle that up. So then FC22 attendees, we have here our 3-course meal. So, Mr. Cameraman, how's the food?
It's delicious. Have some.
Well, I'm very glad. I shall clean up this gosh darn mess.